Okay, so our topic is about sustainability and CSR in operations. No, supply chain management, in production management, in operation management represent a comprehensive approach to managing the entire network of organization, people, technologies, activities, information, and resources involved in the production and distribution of product or service from the supplier to the end user. So it encompasses the strategic coordination of business functions internally and minimize costs throughout the entire production and delivery process. Okay, so again, the CSR or the sustainability in corporate social responsibility, no, is represent, no, a holistic approach, no, to business practices that prioritize the environmental stewardship, no, social equity, nandiyan yung economic viability. And these concepts, I believe, have evolved from uh, being peripheral considerations, no, to becoming central strategic imperatives for modern organizations seeking to create long-term value while minimizing negative impacts on society and in our environment. So in production and operation management, to be specific, na sustainability encompasses comprehensive strategies to reduce environmental footprint, optimize resource utilization, and implement circular economy principles. And this involve adapting clean technologies or green technologies, minimizing waste generation, reducing carbon emission, implementing energy efficient processes, and developing production methodologies that prioritize renewable resources and minimize ecological disruption. Corporate social responsibility in operation management extends beyond environmental considerations to include ethical labor practices, community engagement, fair supply chain management, and transparent, of course, governance. No? Our organizations increasingly recognize now that their operational decisions have profound social implications, requiring them to reconsider the welfare of employees, their local communities, and the broader societal impacts of their production processes. And to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead.
Thank you for the introduction, Doc Marmelo. Good morning, everyone. So I will be presenting sustainability and CSR for operations. Ayan. Okay, so um, what is corporate social responsibility? CSR is a voluntary business framework that promotes a company's ethical and accountable behavior towards itself, its stakeholders, and the general public. So business can enhance their brand image and contribute to society by implementing CSR initiatives, engaging in philanthropic activities, and encouraging employee volunteerism. So in order for a corporation to demonstrate social responsibility, it must first prioritize accountability to both its internal operations and also its shareholders. Companies that implement CSR initi- initiatives have typically expanded their operations to a level where they are able to contribute to the betterment of society. Okay, so what are the benefits of CSR? First is, as I mentioned earlier, brand recognition. It increased involvement in CSR. In CSR, enhances the likelihood of receiving positive brand reputation for a company. So nagiging positive yung tingin sa brand or sa company itself. And then next is investor relations. So kung maganda yung reputation, yung brand, it also impacts or encourage or entices potential investors. So implementing CSR strategies can enhance investor sentiment and perception of a company's value, providing a competitive advantage and superior market performance. Next is employee engagement. Companies and employees that prioritize CSR offer non-monetary job advantages that enhances employee retention. It boosts employee engagement kasi parang syempre yung nasa yung mindset ng employees ay parang I'm in good hands parang ganun. Parang okay itong company na pasukan ko kasi parang hindi siya parang they also think of the society, the welfare of the community, ganun. And then next is risk mitigation. Companies adhering CSR guidelines avoids potentially problematic circumstances such as employee group discrimination. Syempre, iniiwasan din yung magka-labor issue, negligence towards natural resources. I think kasi may mga regulations na rin tayo against natural environment kung nakaka-affect tayo negatively sa environment. Ayan. So ISO 26,000. Yan. It is a set of optional standards it was established by the International Organization for Standardization in 2010. Its purpose is to assist corporations in implementing CSR. So this ISO differs from other ISO standards in that it offers advice instead of imposing obligations. Parang instead of imposing rules or ito dapat yung sundin, they provide advice. So this is because CSR is a concept that is more focused on qualitative aspects rather than quantitative measures, and hence its standards cannot be verified. Ayan. So examples of CSR. First, the Starbucks. The corporation aims to attain 50% decrease in greenhouse gas emissions, water consumption, and trash by year 2030 as part of its commitment to environmental sustainability. Another example is Home Depot. The company has set a target to generate or acquire 100% renewable energy for its facilities by 2030 din. And another one is General Motors. A car maker contributed 60 million in grants to NGOs that prioritize social cause. The company has also established agreements to exclusively utilize 100% renewable electricity at its US facilities by 2025. So, kung titignan, in common, parang ano sila, they are geared towards um, ang tawag ito, environmental awareness, parang ganon. 4 types of CSR. Ayan. So what are the 4 types of CSR? First is environmental responsibility. Of course, it was focused on conservation of natural resources. Next type is philanthropic endeavors, donation to noble cause, feeding, yung pagka may mga natural disasters, mga typhoon or earthquake, yung syempre pag nagbibigay tayo ng relief goods yun, philanthropic endeavors yun. Ethical conduct, equitable and truthful corporate practices. And then next one is economic accountability. This fosters financial backing for the aforementioned objectives. Ayan. So, sige, balikan muna natin. So, what is the bottom line? Companies aiming to assess success beyond mere financial outcomes may choose to implement corporate responsibility policies. So these methods may focus on environmental, ethical, philanthropic, and fiscal responsibility that goes beyond the things that they offer. CSR endeavors to improve the world, our planet, beyond just consumer transactions and can also yield unique advantages for the organization. Yun nga, yung mga na-discuss ko kanina na benefits ng CSR. So next is sustainability considerations in business operations. What is sustainability? Sustainability can be defined as the practice of living within the boundaries of existing physical, environmental, and social resources in a manner that enables the long-term flourishing of the ecological system in which humans are a part of. Ayan, so sustainability has emerged as an essential component of every organization since it directly influences customer preferences, employee backing, and investment choices. So companies that incorporate sustainability and environmental, social governance or yung ESG factors into their value chains and business models are positioning themselves for enduring success and adaptability. Sustainability also enables organizations to foster innovation and expansion while simultaneously tackling environmental and societal concerns that provide substantial threats to the long-term viability of business. Ayan. So what are the three fundamental aspects of sustainability? First is social pillar of sustainability. So this aspect or element of sustainability centers on establishing and fostering an accountable community, equitable treatment of staff while safeguarding and advancing their welfare, inclusivity, and prosperity. So every individual can achieve universal human rights and essential needs if they have sufficient resources to ensure the well-being and safety of their families and communities. These are the important factors that we need to consider for the society. So social aspect. First is human rights and social justice, health and safety, standard of living, education and equal opportunity, and supporting communities. Next is the environmental pillar of sustainability or planet. So the environmental aspects of sustainability focus on promotion and preservation of natural ecosystems, responsible resource production, use and waste management systems. The main emphasis is on maintaining ecological integrity. So what are the important factors to consider for this aspect? First is yung climate change, and then natural resources like water, land, ayan. Okay. Next is biodiversity, and then lastly, pollution and waste management. And lastly, that's the last pillar, economic pillar of sustainability or profit. So this aspect, um, in this aspect, allocate resources towards long-term investment in order to establish a robust and adaptable economy. Human societies worldwide can preserve their autonomy and get the necessary resources, including financial support, to fulfill their requirement. So the economic systems remain intact and accessible to all individuals. Yung mga important factors naman to consider for this aspect are jobs and economic growth, investments and research and development, wealth creation, governance, risk management. For this one, I'll give an example for investments kasi since I'm working for insurance company and asset management, parang may requirement sa amin ng regulation na we invest in companies na may impact sa environment, parang gano'n. So, parang nag-create pa ng another fund or a new fund for that, 'yun. To comply dun sa ESG, 'yan. Next is when combined, these three pillars form a workable and enduring economy that values the individuals participating in the process, promotes fairness and equality, and safeguards the environment. Pwede ring combination yung pillar because they're interconnected. For example, si social plus environmental. Ang example nito, environmental justice, natural resources stewardship, both locally and globally. Next naman, pwedeng economic plus social. Example in business ethics, fair trade, and workers' rights. Next is environmental and economic. Example, energy efficiency, sustainable use of natural resources, and restore and regenerate. Ayan. So how do we implement a performing sustainability strategy? So organizations must embrace a long-term and systemic perspective in order to implement a sustainability approach. Um, Undertaking a sustainable journey necessitates re-evaluating the vision, aims, and objectives of a firm or organization for the future. So the objective is to shift from short-term, profit-driven plans, short-term goals, to a sustainable strategy that encompasses economic, environmental, and social aspect while also aligning with both financial and non-financial objectives. So short termism refers to the tendency of decision makers to prioritize yung immediate aims above the long-term ambition. So ano yung implication nun? So it has the potential to erode the competitive advantage of companies, amplify systemic risk, and diminish the long-term growth aspects of the whole economy. Ayan. Next is tackle the underlying factors of the problem rather than solely focusing on its outcome. Ayan. So kasi sometimes um, pag may mga issues or process issues, we only focus on correcting yung correction lang. Pero hindi natin tinitignan yung how to prevent that from reoccurring. So yun yung dapat we address yung root cause ng problem rather than i-correct lang natin na i-correct yung mali. Yun siya. So how to consider sustainability? Companies must have highly pragmatic approach in order to include sustainability in all their decisions and make it part of their company DNA and culture. Parang naturally i-embed natin yung sustainability in making decisions. Ayun, yun nga parang embed mo na siya sa company culture. Part na siya ng company DNA. Next is work with their supplier and educate their customers to make sure they use and dispose of their products responsibly. Next is reach out to other key stakeholders to ensure that they take responsibility for any negative impacts on the community and environment. What are the benefits for companies? First is minimize costs and maximize returns. So to minimize the environmental impact, it is necessary to examine efficiency measures in all aspects and stages of corporate operations, including energy consumption, utilization of raw materials, and factory processes. Several companies are also investigating and selecting circular economy solutions that aid in the preservation, reduction, reuse, and recycling of resources. Ayan. Next is attract customers. Ayan. Consumers take into account a company's social and environmental influence when determining whether to buy their products or services, and they are more inclined to make purchases from companies that engage in sustainable practices. Yan. Next is improve employee retention and recruitment rate. So individuals' desire for purpose and responsibility towards the future consistently grows, particularly among younger cohorts. So they desire to avoid any association with corporations involved in ecological catastrophes and controversies over social welfare. Improve brand image, yun na-discuss na natin kanina. So companies are facing growing public scrutiny due to the widespread availability of media outlets and the influential role of social media. So if meron maganda yung na-build mong image or reputation, it will reflect din or it will parang magti-trend siya positively and nakakabit na yon sa company name or sa brand mo. Ayan. And then next is ensure long-term survival. Integrating sustainable innovation, inclusive growth, and social and environmental impact into corporate strategy is now a crucial aspect for organization worldwide. So this approach is essential for ensuring long-term company resilience and survival. Enterprises who implemented numerous sustainability policies demonstrated a substantial performance advantage over the next 18 years. So, both in terms of stock market, performance, and accounting measures, as compared to enterprises that did not prioritize sustainability. Next is it also helped complies with regulations. So, incorporating sustainability into organizations' business plans will facilitate their ability to rapidly comply with changing legislation or regulation. Kasi yung mga ini-implement naman na bagong regulation, towards protection naman ng kunwari natural resources or environmental concerns. So if we are conscious na from day one, so hindi na mahirap sa ating mag-comply. Parang gano'n. Next is attract investors and funds. Investors are progressively examining business sustainability endeavors, including both general standards and the disclosure of information to shareholders. Yun nga, kasi kung maganda naman yung na-build ng image, yung brand image, it will also attract potential investors. Next, create value and lead by example. So, companies at the forefront of the ecological and social transition, demonstrating the viability and appeal of a new form of sustainable corporate development will provide immeasurable value for society, individuals, and the environment. And lastly, drive innovation. Ayan. So, a company's long-term performance is directly proportional to its level of concern for society, the environment, and its employees. Comments the implementation of a sustainability policy by taking small measures, then gradually expand uh, its scope. Yan. CSR and the supply chain pala yan, sorry. Ayan. So, since na-discuss na rin natin kanina yung supply chain management, ito naman, parang embedding lang yung CSR or corporate social responsibility dun sa supply chain. Ayan. So, shareholders, stakeholders, employees, and consumers evaluate a business based on the ramification of its activities or services rendered, as well as their effects on a community, the economy, and the environment as a whole. CSR refers to the initiatives undertaken by a firm or institution to enhance many parts of the society. Ayan, so this includes, yun nga, enhancing the reputation, generating a favorable influence on the environment and communities, attracting a larger customer base, improving employee retention, yung mga benefits na discuss ko kanina, and establishing a robust supply chain. So considering the implementation of CSR activities and practices by all suppliers, workers, and other organizations in the supply chain is crucial for the success and consumer happiness of most businesses, since the supply chain plays a vital role in their operation. Ayan. So, environmental responsibility in the supply chain. So, it is implementing measures to reduce waste and pollution while also striving for a sustainable future for everyone. So corporations have the ability to acquire and utilize recycled materials for the purpose of packaging. Ayan, so syempre they will search for a supplier using recycled materials. So, yeah. So additionally, it has the capability to acquire technologies that generate lower levels of energy consumption and waste compared to conventional ones. Ayan. Next is philanthropic responsibility in the supply chain. So companies must establish objectives to optimize their beneficial societal influence. The supply chain encompasses not just suppliers, vendors, and labor, but also communities. So it is crucial for a corporation to actively demonstrate support for global and local efforts that tackle socially significant issues including racism, education, equity, and accessible healthcare. So this support can be shown either directly or through non-profit groups, and it serves to enhance the connection with the community in which the company operates. So in addition, the supply chain management has the capacity to aid sustainable development initiatives in local communities while also providing scholarship to students pursuing degrees in fields linked to sustainability or the supply chain, which align uh, with the UN Sustainable Development Goals and contribute to the advancement of human rights. Ayan, si philanthropic. Next is ethical responsibility in the supply chain. So in order to enhance ethical accountability, supply chains should guarantee that all suppliers or vendors adhere to equitable labor practices. So dapat wala silang issue. Yun. Companies should prioritize the principles of treating all individuals with decency and respect while also providing equal job opportunities. So ethical conduct entails exhibiting fairness, honesty, and adherence to moral principles. To effectively implement CSR throughout the supply chain, firms should prioritize the establishment of robust protocols to ensure the provision of healthy and safe working conditions for both their employees and suppliers. Furthermore, it is important to promote the significance of having corporate supply networks that are both diverse and inclusive. Ayan. So lastly, yung economic responsibility in the supply chain. So economic responsibility entails making financial choices that simultaneously contribute to the well-being of both the environment and society. So this may be making a commitment to offer equitable and transparent remuneration to all staff members or allocating resources towards sustainable energy sources. Additionally, it might denote the act of allocating funds towards endeavors that provide favorable long-term outcomes such as supporting educational initiatives, or procuring more environmentally friendly suppliers. So for this one, itong mga factors na to, for example, kung i-relate ko siya sa amin, we have this accreditation process when selecting vendors or suppliers. So kailangan nilang ma-meet magpasa ng mga requirements, whether kasama na doon yung mga permits, yun, kasama na rin doon sa nire-review yung kung may bad reputation ba sila, yung may mga issues ba sila, yun, before sila ma-accredit for future transactions, parang ganun. Parang hindi rin kasi pwedeng procure ka lang o makipag-engage ka lang to any suppliers or to any vendors. Kailangan ma-accredit muna siya ni company. Ayun. So dito doon nila ini-embed yung mga ganitong aspects para we will only transact with vendors or suppliers with good reputation. Ayan. So next is ethical considerations in business operations. Business ethics encompass a collection of moral guidelines that establish the correct, incorrect, and suitable behaviors within the professional environment. HR professionals and management leaders may have difficulties in efficiently managing ethical dilemmas. So, despite the presence of legal regulations to enforce responsibility, unethical conduct can nevertheless manifest within the workplace. And organizations themselves can also engage in unethical practices. So for HR professionals and managers, acquiring knowledge about the ethical dilemmas that business may encounter might enhance their ability to properly handle such situations in advance or beforehand. So ayan. So what are the ethical issues in businesses? So organizations face potential risk when ethical conflicts arise as they may indicate a failure to comply with applicable laws. So alternatively, ethical dilemmas may not result in legal ramification but can elicit a negative response from external parties. It may though to successfully address ethical issues when no norms exist. So as an HR or management professional, you have the ability to create rules that will provide guidance to employees in making ethical decisions. So, ito yung mga fundamental business ethics. So, several essential business principles are crucial for a corporation. These are the 6 fundamental principles of business ethics commonly observed in a regular workplace. So, first is fairness. So every employee, regardless of their position, is required to demonstrate steadfast dedication to maintaining justice within the workplace. So equity guarantees that every employee treats one another with impartiality, irrespective of their position, length of service, ethnicity, or age. So a corporation that upholds the principle of equitable treatment ensures that its employees do not exploit one another, yung mga pina-power trip. So, yon yung binubuli, wala dapat ganun. So, in order to uphold equity, employees must also possess a receptive mindset and recognize the need to address instances of unjust treatment towards their colleagues. And respect. So, it is imperative for all employees to possess self-respect and demonstrate respect for their colleagues as well. So, employees are required to demonstrate respect for their colleagues' viewpoints and convictions. So to do this, practice cognitive reflection before verbalizing your thoughts and engage in attentive listening that demonstrates respect for the perspectives and concepts of others. Yan. So, ito for example, sa amin, sa discussion ng audit, ito parang na-master na rin namin kasi ang normal response kasi ng audit is syempre defensive, i-ano nila yung point nila, yung point nila kahit na may mali naman talaga, ayun, i-defend pa rin nila yung sarili nila. For those instances, syempre, hindi mo rin pwedeng i-invalidate yung concern nila, yung anong tawag dito? Yung concern or ideas nila. So to address that or to handle that conflict, syempre, i-acknowledge mo muna yung view nila and then you meet halfway. Respect din yung opinion nila. Ganun. And then, honesty. So, honesty encompasses the act of truth-telling, maintaining transparency, and assuming responsibility for one's words, work, and action. So, it is imperative to ensure that all members of your team receive proper recognition for their contributions if you are involved in a team project. Ayan. So, if you happen to make an error, promptly take responsibility for it and take necessary actions to rectify the situation. Next is accountability. So accountability refers to the act of assuming responsibility for one's conduct. So this behavior fosters a sense of responsibility towards projects, promotes proactive communication among employees, and emphasizes the understanding that your colleagues rely on your work. So enhancing accountability in the workplace can be achieved by establishing unambiguous expectations at the outset of a project or new procedure. So when all employees possess a clear understanding of the expectations established for them, so it facilitates their comprehension of their own areas of responsibility. Next is loyalty. So it encompasses demonstrating unwavering allegiance to the organizations and its overarching objective. It entails cultivating a favorable perception of your business and organization, particularly among clients, colleagues, family, and friends who are not affiliated with the company, both in person and social media platform. So it is important for employees to demonstrate loyalty towards one another as this fosters trust and facilitates improved communication and production. So nevertheless, employees should not prioritize devotion to the organization over other beliefs. And lastly, integrity. So it entails adhering to ethical principles and acting with honesty. Ito yung doing the right things when no one is watching. Yun yung integrity. So even even in the face of challenging circumstances, you choose to do the right thing. Yan. Yeah, that is integrity. So how to maintain business ethics in the workplace? First is have a code of conduct. I'm sure in your company meron din kayo nito, employee code of conduct. Pag onboard nyo pa lang, or pag new hire nyo, pinapa-certify na to eh. Dapat basahin mo yung code of conduct. Next is report any conflicts of interest. Ito, critical to, for example, ikaw, related ka sa isang vendor, dapat i-declare mo yun. For example, sa amin, yung isang accredited vendor, kamag-anak mo pala, dapat i-declare mo yun. And for example, din sa amin sa audit, if we will audit, kung may relatives kami sa company and we will audit that one, hindi kasi pwede. So, we should declare yung conflict of interest. Ayan. Respect co-workers. So, exhibiting deference towards all colleagues in the workplace is of utmost significance in upholding corporate morality. So, displaying professionalism is a means of demonstrating respect towards your colleagues. Next is reward ethical behavior. Employers can incentivize ethical behavior with rewards. So, publicly commend on employee who exhibits ethical judgment in a certain situation, preferably during a regular weekly meeting, elucidate the reasons why this behavior is deemed suitable, and how the employee's sound ethical discernment had a favorable impact on the organization. So if it is not possible to have a public discussion about the matter, it is still suitable to express gratitude to them by email for their ethical conduct. And it is also critical that the recognition uh, should be timely made. Kasi syempre parang delayed recognition, delayed gratitude din, parang ganun. So next is have a dress code. So implementing a prescribed dress code can effectively uphold a superior standard of professional ethics within the work environment. So hindi naman pwedeng papasok tayo or harap tayo sa sa mga suppliers or colleagues, mga naka-short lang, ganyan, naka-sleeper. So yun, you should follow the dress code. Next is have a system for reporting unethical behavior. So there should be an uncomplicated mechanism that employees can utilize to report any unethical conduct. So employees are required to elucidate this framework while outlining the code of conduct. Employees should also feel at ease utilizing this method anytime they observe behavior that they perceive as not conforming to the company's code of conduct. Dapat merong channel or way to report yung mga nakikita nilang unethical behavior. Either siguro magkaroon ng whistleblower hotline, either phone or email uh, to which pwede silang mag-send ng mga ng mga grievances. Ayan. Without the risk of retaliation. Parang ganun. Anonymous ka. Ganun. Sa amin may ganun din. And then encourage discretion with sensitive information. Employers should promote the exercise of caution and prudence while handling confidential information and resources. Next is provide further ethics training. So it is advisable for a corporation to offer supplementary ethics training whenever feasible. Yan. So what are the examples of ethical issues? Ayan, discrimination and harassment, which is very common. Discrimination in terms of age, disability, equal pay, pregnancy. Ito yung sa hiring women, di ba? Kasi parang dahil nga doon na may tendency maging pregnant, ganyan. And then race, religion, sex, and gender. Next is workplace health and safety. So key staff safety consideration encompass fall protection, hazard communication, scaffolding, respiratory protection, lockout, tag out, industrial trucks, ladders, electrical wiring methods, machine guarding, general electrical regulations. Yan. So health and safety requirements encompass more than only the prevention of physical injury to employees. It is crucial to take into account psychosocial hazards, occupational stress, and mental health concerns as well. Next is whistleblowing or social media rants. So the growing adoption of social media has made it crucial for employers to carefully evaluate the online behavior of their employees in relation to their employment status. So, hindi ka pwedeng mag-rant lang sa social media, magpo-post ka, ganyan. Kasi it will affect yung reputation din ng company. Ethics in accounting practices. So, organizations are obligated by laws to uphold precise bookkeeping standards, and unscrupulous accounting methods pose a significant problem, particularly for corporations listed on the stock exchange. So, an act outlines precise criteria for financial reports with the objective of safeguarding the interests of shareholders and customers as well. Corporate espionage and non-disclosure. So, numerous organizations face the potential danger of current and former workers engaging in information theft, namely client data, with the intention of providing it to competitors. Actually, ito nangyayari talaga to eh. Parang kukunin yung customer database mo tapos ibebenta sa black market or sa ibang company. Ayan. Next is technology and privacy practices. Advancement in an organization's technological security capabilities may give rise to privacy issues for both employees and clients. So it is possible to oversee the activities of employees on their work computers and gadgets that are supplied by the company. Managers and HR professionals can utilize this type of electronic surveillance to uphold productivity and efficiency as long as it does not infringe upon the privacy of employees. Ayan, pwede possible kasi yun na si IT mag-embed sila or mag-install sila dun sa computers natin to monitor yung mga website na visit. Syempre may mga naka-block yun eh na hindi mo pwedeng i-visit. Lalo yung mga storage, cloud storage, hindi pwede. Kasi parang may tendency na pwede ka mag-save doon eh ng mga company files. Yun. Nepotism or favoritism. So as a recruiting manager or HR professional, you may be inclined to recruit an acquaintance or family member due to your personal relationship with them. So despite adhering to recruitment regulations to ensure a fair process, certain employees may perceive this as nepotism or favoritism. So ano ba yung favoritism? It is the act of management showing preferential treatment to certain employees without any valid professional justification. So ayun yung favoritism. Last is environmental responsibility. So numerous organizations are expanding their corporate social responsibility initiatives. So you can contribute to the development of policies that promote responsible conduct by your organization towards its employees, the community, and the environment. Ayan. So how HR management professionals can manage ethical issues? First, sustainability considerations in business operations. So, sustainability considerations in business operations involve a holistic approach to managing environmental, social, and economic impacts. So, organizations are increasingly recognizing the importance of adopting practices that minimize their ecological footprint, promote social responsibility, and ensure the long-term economic viability. Next is embedding CSR in the supply chain. Yun na-discuss din natin kanina. So, CSR in the supply chain emphasizes the ethical and responsible management of relationship with suppliers, manufacturers, and distributors. So, it extends the principles of CSR beyond the boundaries of individual organization to ensure that the entire supply chain is aligned with ethical and sustainable practices. Next is ethical considerations in business operations. So it is these are crucial for establishing and maintaining trust among stakeholders. So organizations must navigate complex ethical dilemmas related to decision making, employee treatment, customer interactions, and community impact. Ethical business operations involve fostering a corporate culture that values integrity, transparency, and accountability. Ayan. So that's all for sustainability and CSR in business operations. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. No? Again, another thing that we need to consider is about the economic sustainability, uh, because it is also a critical dimension, no, that integrates environmental and social, no, consideration with financial performance. No, the organizations, no, are developing innovative business models that demonstrate that responsible practices can simultaneously generate economic value, enhance brand reputation, create competitive advantages, and contribute to a long-term organizational resilience. Technological innovation play an important role also in enabling sustainable productions practices because advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, as I mentioned earlier, no, IoT, no, or Internet of Things, blockchain technology, no, and sophisticated data analytics are empowering organizations to develop more transparent, no, efficient and environmentally responsible operational strategies that can track measure and continuously improve sustainability performance. So the global regulatory landscape is increasingly mandating sustainable practices with government and international organizations developing frameworks that require companies to disclose environmental and social impact. So this regulatory evolution combined with growing consumer awareness and investor expectation is driving a fundamental transformation in how organizations conceptualize and implement sustainable production and operational strategies. Okay?